Hey there guys, it's Joey and this is my witchy vlog, or my experiencing the rune Saille, Willow, the Ogham rune on the Celtic path. And this is going to be my week with the rune as sort of a diary of the rune. It's the same format that I followed when I was doing the Nordic runes for Runes 101. So we're going to carry on with that. And I read the meanings at the beginning of the week with the connecting. So we will go from my experiences in my rune journal. I felt the need when I picked up the rune from the bag to kiss it in greeting. I must therefore remember to do this at the beginning of each week. Felt an instant surge of power and connection to this rune from holding it, and it brought forth immediately a memory. One of the earliest places I considered to be my place where I felt safe and connected was in a park near my nana's, and there was a stone slab bench under a huge willow tree. I'd forgotten it until this moment. Looking for Celtic water offerings gave me an amazing picture of a water goddess, perfect imagery of this rune. I tried to get it on the iPad to show you on here, but the iPad keeps crashing when I try and get the picture on. So for anyone who's on Facebook, the picture is there. For everyone else, it was a picture of a goddess all in blue, and she had a crescent moon on her forehead, and she had a cup, and she was pouring water from the cup, and there were fish around her, and it was watery and beautiful. The following quote then followed: "Your intuition is a muscle. To develop it, you must listen. P. Good." Today I created the Healing Waters of Avalon set for a friend specifically, and one for the store as well. As I was contemplating it beforehand, I had a very clear vision of the healing waters in the lake of Avalon, and a woman within saying, "You're welcome to come in too, you know, and heal." It moved me to tears. It felt so simple and divinely touched. Also pivotal to the set was eucalyptus, which I love, and it keeps popping up everywhere else. That's the essential oil of the day, and within informational places I keep coming across eucalyptus, being highly protective in all areas of health and purification. My instincts are spot on to include it in that set. The following quote appeared not long after, which is a fairly basic quote within witchcraft, which people should recognise. "Abide all nature's laws we must, in perfect love and perfect trust." Followed by my own little poem, I guess, that came to mind, which I wrote, all intellectual rights reserved. "Bend but don't break, sway in the breeze, deep roots don't falter, the lessons of trees." Okay, and then the next day as we were travelling, there were fields and fields of migrating geese within the fields nearby. Like, there were hundreds of them. I wish I'd had my camera. They literally turned the fields grey and white. And there were quite a few pheasants as well, and I kept seeing... Oh, I saw 3 in a field and 1 in flight. I had a lovely chat with the lady in the holistic shop one town over. The Church of Council have stopped doing herbs, and I got some nice items from there and from the other place in town. Smoky quartz, candles in blues and greens, heart, throat chakra healing, turquoise, amazonite and ruby infusionite. Noticed 3 willow trees en route back, 2 in an orchard surrounded by small apple trees, and that kind of connects back to my drawing, because in water offerings within the river in the picture of my willow rune there were apples in offering, and they kind of tie in with the sort of knowledge and divinity side of things. And 1 by a river, a stream, a willow tree that is. I had not really noticed them before. The following quote came up on Facebook, and I thought it was a great one for being sort of a meshing of spirituality but modern. Follow your intuition, be smart, be brave, tell the truth and don't take any shit. Kelly Catrone. Only the mountain has lived long enough to listen objectively to the howl of a wolf. Aldo Leopold. There's a few quotes now. The price of being a sheep is boredom. The price of being a wolf is loneliness. Choose one or the other with great care. Hugh MacLeod. Nature has planted in our minds an insatiable longing to see the truth. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Okay. And then I pulled up some information from Druidy.org. I felt very much that I needed to read a little bit more information on the rune at that point, and I wasn't quite sure why that happened. It doesn't normally happen that I need to go back to the researching part, but this week I really did, and it was interesting. Saille has further connection to the dark goddesses for the Celts. Morrigan le Fay, Cailleach and the Morrigan are symbolised by Willow. Now, depending on who you're talking to, Morgan le Fay and the Cailleach are versions of the Morrigan. Funerary flints shaped as willow leaves have been found in graves from the Old Stone Age. Willow has been associated with death, grief and cemeteries throughout history. Saille also strengthens your dreaming gifts and boosts your ability to interpret your dreams. I have had very vivid dreams this week. So, at the beginning of the week I had one really horrifying dream. My sister was kidnapped and being tortured, and we actually sat and talked about it, and we realised that what was going on and what it was about, and it was to do with people trying to drive us apart and how I would feel without her and things like that, and if people were hurting her and I couldn't help. Other dreams since then have been largely benign, often have been in a learning school environment, and eventually being welcomed to Librum, which I looked up and is Latin for freedom. Willow can confer seership through night visions, scrying, especially via water, and to balance the male and female energies, used in healing grief. Native Americans believe Willow aided in carrying messages to the Great Spirit. So then I noted some Celtic meanings of the birds that I had seen. So obviously for those fields and fields of geese associated with war in Celtic mythology, prophetic knowledge and battle skill. Although no immediate stories connect the Morrigan, I did read about an Irish story where the Cailleach drowned crossing the deepest loch in Sligo, the lake of the two geese. The idea of water and death ties into the theme of Saille. Pheasants came up before with the sigil rune. At that point I was also drawn to Celtic numerology of 5 and soul urge. 3 came up when experiencing the pheasants as well as the willow trees, as I previously mentioned. 3 is an important and sacred number within Celtic mythology, being of Trinity, God and Goddess, who are seen as within Trinity, so Maiden, Mother, Crone, and then Warrior, Father, Sage, as well as the triquetra, which popped into my mind because of the Year in the Day symbols topic. The symbol of the triquetra has long followed me. It was on my first book of Shadows, which is way out of the way, so I can't grab it, but it was also on a necklace that my sister bought me. If I can, oh, well the charm's actually come off, but never mind, okay. Can't we see that? Are you going to focus? Okay, I'm going to put you on there then. See, how about if you go up here? Is that a bit better? Can you see it there? There you go, it's there anyway. My sister, who had had the nightmare about, had bought me that many years before we had defined our paths. It symbolises eternity, the everlasting, the endless cycles of nature, life, death and rebirth, all of which tie back into the Morrigan, who is all about life, death and rebirth, and is my matron, of course. So then I wrote about the crystals which I felt the need to pick up as part and parcel of this rune's energies. And the smoky quartz Definitely a seer stone, evidenced by me seeing something in it in the shop. I saw something in it and I knew I had to bring it home, and I had a jolt of energy up my arm, which is unusual when initially handling crystals. And my friend saw something in it on the haul video. If Willow Saille encourages seership, then this would make sense, and smoky quartz very much so, as I think one of the stones in particular, which gives me a sense of psychic vibration, of psychic ability, of seer stoneship, whereas amethyst is something where I definitely connect to the goddess and the god through divinity. Through smoky quartz is something that definitely opens my third eye maybe, and brings messages and things like that. Ruby in fusionite stimulates vitality, motivation, helps you follow what makes you happy, psychic abilities as well. In healing, it increases the body's overall energy field, works with the throat and heart chakra, recovery and relief from chronic illnesses, transforming any negative energies into positive ones. Amazonite, good energy filter, blocking geopathic stress, soothes aggravation and emotional trauma, eases irritation and calms all chakras, particularly the heart and throat chakra again, and is associated with Virgo energy. Assists in balancing masculine and feminine traits and connecting to the divine. So the turquoise, purification, protection, serenity, balance, dispels negativity, warned to protect against outside influences, balances and aligns all chakras, stabilizes mood swings, excellent for depression and exhaustion, self-realization and creative problem solving, stimulates tissue regeneration and heals the whole body. And then the sweet pea candle, which was a part of the spell again, feminine, water, courage and strength and friendships, useful in forming a friendship to the energies of the feminine Saille when engaging within healing work. And then another day, saw another willow tree today near a graveyard on one side and a field of horses on the other. Powerful symbolism of journeys, cycles, the end and the beginning of things. One of the horses had a foal with her. And then I set up the healing spell, which I've written a lot more in depth about how I set it up within my diary. Now, a lot of this is personal. I showed the setup. So that's not, that's in another video, so I don't need to go in that. I don't really want to go into the visualization side of it, but I will read my poem for connecting with the rune, which is my poem, my work, my intellectual work, all rights reserved. I am Saille, the goddess's daughter, the weeping willow down by the water. I help you to be calm with all that you feel, promoting the balance to help you to heal. My branches sway forth in water's caress, the cycles of life and the cycles of death. So I did the healing spell, and I've got that all written down with diagrams and things for future reference. I had a very clear visualization during it of being on a sunny riverbank by a willow tree and then laying down beneath it, where a woman, the spirit of the willow, cupped my head in her hands on her lap, and willow vines or branches wrapped gently around me as turquoise light passed through me. I actually felt, now on the physical plane, felt water running out of my right ear, and she told me to turn my head and release it. And that's really weird and really unusual for me. Afterwards I felt the good kind of cold shivers. It was so potent and powerful and moving and beautiful. And then as a final note, dreams have been very clear this week, no nightmares after the first one. Feel as though I've been protected from negative workings this week, designed to give me nightmares. So that that's actually been blocked by working with this rune, has stopped any negative workings designed to give nightmares or anything like that. Whew, so this is the first rune and it's insane. I connected with it so quickly. It made sense on why it was the first rune, Ogham rune, to come to me, because the willow is one of the first places I ever felt connected, and I didn't realise it when I was a kid, of course, but I was feeling that connection with nature, that connection to divinity, that feeling calm and relaxed and in the beauty and the power of nature without fully understanding what it meant. So it makes sense that it came out as the first rune for the Ogun runes for me. And it's been an incredible week with it. All the colours kept coming through, the light blues and the greens and the darker blues, and it's these colours of crystal and candle, and they've been following me around. It's been like, come heal with us, come connect with us, the waters of Avalon stuff, just come heal yourself, particularly with throat chakra in particular with me, which makes sense to me because it's almost like the seat of where my power is within my chakras. If I had to tell you, one chakra is where a lot of my power comes from, it would probably be the throat chakra. That's not just, I understand the need to cleanse and balance all chakras, but like within all of us, I think, one chakra is possibly a little bit stronger than the rest and therefore needs a little bit more cleaning, and a little bit cleansing, a little bit more healing. And if you're quite verbal like I am, and you hum and you sing and you do a lot of magic, often through non-verbal, but throat chakra waving, singing, that sort of thing, it will need more balance, more attention, more cleansing. And it's been a week of it. It's been a week of really high spiritual resonance. There's been a lot of going on. I felt so connected to this rune. The colours have come through so much more strongly with this rune, and I love them. The turquoise is one of my favourite colours, hands down, and it's just been beautiful. And the energy's been a lot stronger, popping up here, there and everywhere, and it's just been amazing. So I've really enjoyed this first week. I think it's been really good. And I will pull a new rune for this week after this is all uploaded and sorted, and I hope you enjoyed. Many blessings.